As a young man, I grew up in a single parent home, just me and my mother. She worked all the time. Um, she worked for many years at a hospital, but I was a latchkey kid. But I was very successful in school. I was a senior class president. I was a good athlete. I went off to college at Marshall University, and I started hanging with some people that wasn't really good for me, kind of that people, places, and things, and I got involved into the wrong things. I stayed in college 2 years, and after those 2 years, I got involved in the criminal lifestyle. I was involved in that lifestyle even while going to college. I could be sitting in college class and my pager would go off multiple times. And in my mind, I would think, I'm sitting in college missing $500–600. As a young man, I couldn't grasp. I needed to stay focused on the prize. And so I dropped out of college and became a full-time criminal. I lived a criminal lifestyle for so long that I thought it was right. I thought that was the way that people lived. It was who I surrounded myself around. After a few years, I was sent to federal prison for 5 years. While in prison, I would look around and I would think, how in the world did I end up here? The way my life was going and everything I had going for me, why am I here? And I just couldn't grasp how my life took such a tailspin, and I was in that place at that moment. While in there, I became a licensed barber, and I've done everything I could to try to rehabilitate myself while I was there. When I came out, I cut hair for probably 10 years or so. And I had an attorney friend of mine who said, man, why are you doing this? You're a smart guy. Go back to college. Man, don't waste your life like this. Go to college. Finish your education. And I thought on it, and I thought, I'll do that. And I did. And I went into my student counselor's office, and I sat down to take my classes, and she started pouring her heart out to me about some situation with her and her husband. And I thought, why is she telling me this? And before I left, she said, Durrand, you'll be a counselor one day. And I said, no, I'll be a nurse. I gotta make money. I got a big family. She said, no, you'll be a counselor, I'm telling you. And I got accepted in the nursing school. But after I got accepted in the nursing school, there were some things that took place with my conviction that God slammed the door on that. And I ended up going to Lindsey Wilson College to become a counselor. And after I went through Lindsey Wilson, I was still very afraid, what am I going to do? Because Lindsey set me down and said, you may never become licensed because of this conviction. But I had to step out on faith and say, I don't want to go back to this, so I have to do this. And so I went. After getting my master's degree, I met John Mays of Lo Domingo. And John said, I'm going to give you a job. He said, you come and see me, and I'm going to hire you. And he did. And what I want to say to you all sitting in this room is, every time I interact with each one of you all, to me, it is tremendous. Because I've been in some horrible places in my life, some low places. I've been standing in crack houses, selling drugs, next to people who are dead and gone today. So I feel like a success just being a working professional in this field and being a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem. To work beside people who are CEOs of mental health facilities, people who work for the state, to me, that is a tremendous success. So please do not take for granted what you are doing in these rooms right now today. It's some guys and girls who don't want to be involved in the lifestyles they're in, but they don't know how to get out. It is up to us to change that. And Logan Mingo done that for me, and still doing it today. And the belief that they have in me every day when I get up and I go to work, I feel great. Because that is a family for me that trusted me to do the right thing. And I will not let them down. Thank you all for hearing my story.